Hello YouTube, it's Team Endgame here, bringing you a deck breakdown of my Nubatama deck. It's not going to be too complicated, and I apologise about the slightly off voice. But without further ado, here we go. So you've got the new starter. These are very odd names as well, so I'm just going to generically state them as the Afterimage starter and things like that. So Afterimage starter, which is when it's placed on rearguard, I can choose one of my opponent's bound cards. Send it to the drop zone and flip one, and it's got Afterimage. Afterimage, just to clarify, is when an opponent puts a bound card back to their hand, I can add cards back to my hand as long as I have 6 or less. So I can add up to a 7th card from my field to my hand. So that's the starter. Obviously 4 heal. Obviously, I guess. There'll probably come a time where heals are like 2 pointless, but God knows. Coming in the future sets though, looking forward to it with the guarding and things. The critical trigger for the stride break. So when you stride attacks, sword break attacks, enter soul, draw a card, gains 5k. Another 4 crits. And the last one is a stand trigger. So it's an Afterimage stand trigger that came out. When it's placed on rearguard, if the number of cards in my hand is less than my opponent, I draw a card and return it to the deck, shuffle it, choose one of my units against 3k. So it's a nice little barrier breaking unit, and it just keeps this trigger, just puts the trigger back in deck for no reason. Stand triggers these days are absolutely amazing, but it's there purely for the fact it's an Afterimage card. We'll get to there in a minute. You've got 4 of the stride assist for grade 1s. You've got 4 of the Afterimage perfect guard, which is really good because it allows me to drop early game and then bounce it back to the hand, assuming I get the correct ride, which again I'll get to there in a minute. This is an extremely good grade 1 that came out. It's Soul Blast 1 when it's placed on rearguard if I have the stride break as a Vanguard. It looks at the top 3 cards and calls one with Afterimage. The amount of times I've played that card and got another copy of the grade 1 and another copy of the grade 1, it's just really annoying. I only run 13 grade 1s, so I've got one of the Afterimage 6Ks, which is just a 10k guard from hand GB1 with Afterimage. Simply just try and max out the Afterimage cards. Right, so grade 2, you've got specifically for the stride break, it's a 9k. When it's placed on rearguard, you can blast Soul Blast, choose itself and up to 1 of your other units, and again they both gain 3k. So in a normal 16 column, you can make 21 or 22 technically, but yeah. So and it also gives the other unit Afterimage, but as it's an Afterimage deck, it's not the point of it. The main point is literally just to make that 21 column for no real reason if I have the spare counterblast and the fact it's an Afterimage card. This Afterimage is just a discard draw on call, but again the opponent has to have 1 bound card or more for the cost to be active, and it's GB1. So that is actually quite hard, it depends on the situation. Now the key card, well I don't actually use that very often is the point I'm trying to make. But anyway, the key card of the grade 2 is Bear, the original Bear, the stealth beast himself. Yeah, it's just on call, Vanguard or rearguard, bind opponent's unit, and turn goes back to hand. So again, we'll get to there in a minute, but that is the key card. They're all at 4. Then I've got 4 of the stride break, of course, because that's the focus. So when you stride over it, counts +1. Your opponent chooses a card. You bind a card face up, and your opponent chooses a card and then discards it, and at the turn that bound cards go back to their hand. So as soon as you stride, Afterimage is active. But the only real way to do it beforehand is with the bear. Okay, other than that, you've just got the backup Afterimage grade 3. I've kind of got Soul Blast, top 5 for Afterimage, typical one. But the main point is, when it's just placed on rearguard, you can choose another unit and give it 3k. So again, just a free 21 column. So it's the whole, oh look, I play the 7k top 3, call this. Oh look, just add 3k to it to make it a 21 column. It just kind of plays itself. But yeah, so that's the main part of the deck. Your first stride options are either the on hit for the opponent to discard 1, but obviously they choose it. or this one, which is for Afterimage, which I never actually use, so bear with me, I'll just give it a read to you. When this attack hits, so it's supposed to hit, choose your opponent's hand at random and bind it face down. So this is the plus side of it. It's better than the on hit because they don't get to choose, it's at random. And bind it face down. And if I have 3 or more regards with Afterimage, my opponent chooses a card in their bind zone. So if there's one already from the stride break, then they'll obviously get rid of that. But if I bound something they want, then they have to choose that, which is really good. At the end of the turn, they put that bound. Otherwise, they in a turn, your opponent puts the bound card effect to their hand. But obviously, if I have the units there, then it's all ready to be called. That's awesome. So that's one of your first 2 strides. You've got your finisher, which is the new Counterblast 2, and choose a face down card and use them turn face up. Your opponent chooses 4 cards in their hand, retains those cards and binds the rest. With the stride breaks effect of the 3rd Counterblast, you connect them down to that 3 cards in hand, which is the equivalent of pretty much crit for the game a lot of the time. Now, as you saw from the previous video, there is one card I've only got 1 copy of, but I'm meant to be running 2 of these. But as and when I get hold of it, obviously it's going to go straight in the deck. But unfortunately, no one at my locals has it, which is quite frustrating. But anyway, it's Counterblast 1 Persona Flip. GB2, same as the 1 for 4 as well, just to clarify. Which is, if my opponent has 3 or less cards in their hand, when it attacks, choose, they put a card in their hand and bind it, then if the number of cards is 3 or less, so it's the whole, wait, they have 5 cards in hand, let's stride, Counterblast 1, bind 1 using the strike break, and then with this effect, bind another one to gain a crit. So if you know they don't have a perfect card or something, or you're looking like you just want to, rather than bet on the crit with the legging their hand, you can just go for that. So 2 of that. So that's the deck. In regards to how it works, you're mainly looking to ride the bear. This is your only, and usually there's 2 requirements for this deck to really work, and that's to find the bear and find the stride break. Everything else just works out itself. You've got your stride units, you've got your perfect guards, you've got all your Afterimage things. You just drop. You ride the bear, you drop. You ride the stride break, you stride, you drop. And everything keeps bouncing back to your hand. Other than that, you just call the stand triggers, send them back every time you find them, and that is pretty much how the deck's meant to work. In testing and things, it's been relatively consistent. Nothing really special to say. I mean, someone wanted the deck to have a breakdown, so there it is, all done for you. I don't tend to use a starter very often. I mainly use it just to bounce and guard with, because I'm looking for their stuff to be bounced so that I can bounce my things. Try not to bind anything, of course, that they can call and benefit from, like, I don't know, Sword Me or something. That would be a dum-dum play. Don't be doing that. So other than that, that is pretty much the deck. So I mean, in terms of what other options there are, I don't really think there are any. I think this is the strongest deck Nubatama I have to offer. The Legion support isn't really enough. And yeah, I just wish there was a few more options and things. But yeah, so that's the entirety of the deck. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. The old Facebook page is now deleted, apparently, so you'll need to find our new one now. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.